Definitely our people like Tangarevati, Ramya will be collecting all and will be given to share it with all the participants. That is possible. So, and one more thing, I would like to insist here, less is more. When we want to give some impression, it is not lecturing, right? So you want to emphasize the important point within the short period of time. That is also more important. Dr. Pomal ma'am will be taking care of all those things, and definitely the active participants and enthusiastic participants, excellent participants will be awarded tomorrow during the valedictory session. It is like motivation to all of you, right? So the first, there are 3 case study, project and survey. I would like to first start with case study, work-life synchronization. The members who are given are Kumudaveni, Bhuvaneshwari, Ruma De, yes, and Uma Maheshwari Vallikanu. Madam, who would like to present among the 3 teams? You can choose, and time management, of course, one more person, Alaknanda Panda, right? So there are 4 persons given it. I request when the time permits, we can take the second person. So random, I would like to pick it up and give it to Uma Maheshwari and Vallikad. It is only a random choice from my side. Vallikanna and Uma Maheshwari, are you ready?
Ready, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Very good. Very good afternoon to all.
Ma'am, your time starts now, 3 minutes.
Uma Maheshwari, ma'am, will you share the PPT?
Sure, ma'am, sure. 1 minute, ma'am, please. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
By the time you can introduce yourself and
yes.
you can tell about yours.
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute.
Vallikanu, ma'am.
Ma'am, Vallikanu, ma'am, just.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am working as a teacher in Maharishi Vidya Mandir, Hosur, ma'am. I have completed my BSc BEd in mathematics, and I am very fond of in social movement, Scout and Guide, ma'am. HWB I have attained in HWB in Scout and Guide, ma'am.
Sure.
Over
Ma'am,
to
I want to share the screen, ma'am. Just enable, ma'am. Enable, please. Enable.
Okay, 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you try, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, you have come in your daughter's name, Shruti Magalakshmi.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is my daughter's laptop, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you see it, ma'am? Can you see the PPT, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So,
Ma'am, you can straight go to the answer. So Menaka is professor, HOD. She
Okay.
wants to balance her life. She forgoes her habits. Make it online, then go to, because everyone is having the problem statement.
Okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, B. Uma Maheshwari, working as an assistant professor at St. Joseph College of Arts and Science, Hosur. And my co-presenter is Mrs. Vallikannu, and she's a teacher in Max, and she's working in Maharishi Vidya Mandir, Hosur. See, the case study is about the work-life balance, ma'am. Menaka is a professor and she's HOD, and she works a lot, but she doesn't gain anything in her life and also in work also. And one more thing, she does not have time to, she forgoes all her hobbies, and she have sleeping disorder also. And at that time, she complains that she does not have enough time to take care of herself. So in that case, what happens? She gets a heart attack at workplace. And what are the things I can, what way and all I can help her? And we can help her, me and Mrs. Vallikannu. Okay, ma'am?
next slide.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Next, move to next.
Yes, ma'am. As these are the questions: whether she is good and she is know it, did she likes being busy, whether she can control and focus on things, can she have hobbies, how the relationship impact will be. These are the questions, ma'am. Shall I move on to the solutions? I'm just moving on to the solutions, ma'am. The first thing is exercise daily. If we exercise, there's a chemical called endorphin, which releases when we are doing exercise. In that case, that chemical will help us to reduce the stress and focus on that work calmly, and it makes us happy also. That is the first thing I want to share. The first very, very important thing, if we can exercise daily or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Shall I continue? Yeah.
Yes.
This is exercise. The second one is mentoring. Get the help of mentor who can give some valuable information about your problems, and always surround yourself with like-minded persons. So this is the second one. After having proper exercises daily, and if you get mentoring also, it helps you to maintain proper work-life balance. The next one is practice the art of saying no. Just say no. If you don't have enough time, don't put all the work burden on yourself. Just don't overload your work. Don't overload yourself with work. Just practice the art of saying no, and prioritize the things which are more important on that particular hour. Whichever thing is whichever thing is very much important, whichever thing is very, very important on that particular time, on that particular hour, just prioritize those things. Just practice the art of saying no. So this will help you to balance your life and also your work also.
3 minutes.
And one more, just give me one more minute. Just don't overbook yourself, prioritize ruthlessly. Just give importance to the life, give importance whichever is important. And have hobbies in your life. Have hobbies, whatever you like playing, like dancing, like singing, whatever it may be, photography also. Just have once in a week. It will help you to reduce the stress, and it will help you to concentrate more on the work and also on your life. And the main important thing is family support. We have to have open talk with family members for their support. We should have an open talk with the family members to have a work-life balance, and also we have to thank our family members to compromise.
Yes, ma'am. Time up. It's again a minute over.
Yeah. Yes. And finally, the teamwork. Finally, there was one more slide now. The team. Sure. One more slide. The teamwork from your subordinate. Share. Don't do all the works among by yourself. Just share the work among your subordinates. Just give them some work. Share the work among the subordinates, and have some good communication skill among yourself, and motivate your subordinate, and also have some confidence on the subordinates. In that case, they can work truly, and also they can work very correctly. So these are the things we want to share to you, ma'am.
Let us appreciate the team, Vallikanna and Shruti Mahalakshmi.
No, ma'am.
Because the time is
Uma
Maheshwari.
Yes.
So though the time is given very little to prepare, they made it a presentation. Of course, everyone learned the art of online teaching with less information on the presentation slides with picture and everything. This is the learning takeaway. Now I request Ms. Alaknanda Panda, who
Thank you,
also opted for the same subject, to any questions or any support additional information to that, so that we can club. Alaknanda Panda.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can. If whether they have missed any points or any questions to them.
Uma ma'am, you can stop sharing.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you question them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So in this case, yes, ma'am, we all are most of here. All the ladies are here working in some of the other institutions. Yes, it is quite. It means whenever we are working, and yes, as we are doing our home work also, it means we have to maintain family. So in that case, it is quite tough for us to maintain both. So yes, what ma'am told that it means we have to do exercise daily. Yes, it's a very good practice, ma'am. Yes, I'm doing that, and yes, and I'm also getting benefit out of that. It's a very good practice, and yes, yoga and family support it is very much necessary.
Is there anything she missed out in the points, or she covered all?
Yes, ma'am, she covered.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there any questions?
They have presented with a short time. They made a networking of 2 different teachers. They prepared and they have presented, and someone appreciated, even Alakanda ma'am. Anyone else
Thank
wanted
you.
to tell plus or minus?
Thank you,
of
ma'am.
it? Any other plus and minus of it? Or
Ma'am,
in the
I
sense-
think, ma'am, I think they have covered all the points.
Points, yeah.
That is there. So let us move to a next topic.
Thank
The
you.
one point I want to discuss
Yes,
here
yes,
is
yes. Sure.
they did the amazing presentation, but
Thank
not
you,
in the
ma'am.
presentation mode. I felt that one was that is a one thing.
That's
That's also a major thing, but
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So the next is prevention of sexual harassment. That is opted by 2 persons, Miss Ekta Dikshit and Muni Lakshmi. Here I would like to suggest Madam Ruma De Madam and Kumudaveni and Bhuvaneshwari Madam. If time permits, we can take it your presentation too. But otherwise, you prepare a short video and share it with us. We are doing a random selection. So there are 2 persons opted: prevention of sexual harassment, Ekta Dikshit and Muni Lakshmi. I request any one of you present, any choice. So the last time I have given a choice. So someone, you please tell the choice from your side. Let it make it everyone participating. Anyone? Ekta or Muni Lakshmi?
Ekta ma'am is on video.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
ma'am. So you can start present, madam. You can
I
start.
would like to share my screen, ma'am, if you allow.
Sure, madam.
The time starts now.
Yes, ma'am. 3 minutes time, so it starts now.
All right, ma'am.
Okay, once the screen is loaded, then you can say your time starts now. Okay.
There is a brief introduction about myself. I am from DPS Jaipur. I am a BCCI level A coach, and I have done my NIS also. And I am a former Ranji player, though this is not my subject specialization, but I would like to talk about this because this is the thing that I came to know in a very recent time. And this act that is talking about the prevention of sexual harassment, that is the POSH Act that came in 2013. The only idea that triggered me to make a presentation or this thing, that if any one of our batch, if we can have the knowledge about this thing, then it will be great. So firstly, I would like to just represent these things. There are the instances that that is not necessary that we have faced it, but there are things that we get to know, like this. If there is something that is happening to us on the workplace which is not good, there are 2 things that we call, that is quid pro quo, that is this for that. This for that means, if you give me this favor, I will give you a promotion, like this. This is quid pro quo. And the other type is the hostile work environment. In the hostile work environment, there are these are touches or any verbal abuse or anything like that. Or if you are fired from your job because of any saying no to anybody, this all comes in the hostile work environment. So there are many things that come to our mind, that why somebody do not report. Not every woman has that much courage to report these things. So these are all the things. I am not reading them because I know we have very less time. And we talk about the gender equality, but is there any such thing in real? So there is an act that is called as POSH Act. It is an act to protect against sexual harassment of women at workplace and to prevent prohibited sexual harassment. So basically, what is sexual harassment is the behavioral.
Ma'am, 1 second. Sorry to interrupt you. We have given a specific problem statement, madam. This will be handled by the members. We have given Gina is a presiding officer of internal compliance cell. We want to hear that from you, ma'am.
Ma'am, if you say so. But this is the presentation over
Okay.
the POSH.
No. Actually, madam.
Actually, we have given a case study statement in the souvenir. We want exact answer, like how they have given. It will be covered by the member tomorrow, madam. The full thing. Sorry to disturb you. Sorry, ma'am. That's why we have mentioned, except the project for case study and survey, we have given a specific question. So let us.
Thank you, Ekta ma'am.
Thank you, Ekta ma'am. But you have taken your efforts. Poomal madam, as a presiding officer, she will call you specific post training. We identified Poomal ma'am. You can take madam's number and everything. We can call you for post training for our own students and faculty.
She is cricket trainer.
That is also.
You have so many
This was a workshop that I had done recently, and I thought that it is a very good thing to everybody to know about, because अगर मुझे इतना late इस चीज के बारे में पता चला है, so not everybody is aware of this thing, so that's why I just
ma'am, tomorrow
I will share
your effort.
Yes. If you want to share it in the group, you can do it.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Madam, we will definitely utilize your resources that you have heard. No, many of the resource persons we have called from whom we attended earlier. So we definitely take your help later. Then I request Munilakshmi madam, have you prepared with the presentation of Gina's case?
I'm sorry, I was little busy yesterday, so I couldn't prepare. Please
okay, no issues, madam. No issues.
Thank you.
No issues, madam.
So
Okay, the next topic is gender equity and quality, which is given by Dr. Anushree Deshpande. Only one person opted. Anushree Deshpande.
We can go to the next.
Yes, sir. Faculty recruitment and promotion, Dr. Megha. Dr. Megha.
I think she's there. Yeah.
Dr. Megha, it is.
Megha, are you talking?
No issues. Research challenge in academic.
Hello.
Yes, Megha. Yes, she.
Ma'am, actually, I have opted for two things. One is this case study, and the other one was project. So Poovamal ma'am has asked me to present the project.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
I can go for this, but there is someone else who has opted for this.
Okay,
So
Dr. Manimalati. Dr. Manimalati. Dr. Manimalati.
I think she's now here.
Yes, ma'am, you can present the case study, ma'am, for faculty recruitment and promotion.
Who, ma'am? Manimalati?
Manimalati.
Okay.
Dr. Manimalati.
Right.
She's not there, Srimati ma'am.
Okay, fine. Research challenge in academic. There are two teams given, Dr. Mary Matilda and Jayanti Kannan. Another team is Gilbert Rani and Grace Shanti. Can we call Mary Matilda? Research challenge in academic career.
Project submissions. Who is that? Who is come on video?
Madam, it is myself. It is Grace, Dr. Grace.
Yeah, maybe you can start, ma'am.
Yes, you can start, then we can give it.
Yes,
okay,
yes. I will start it. I'm just sharing my screen.
Sure.
Your time starts.
1 second, madam.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes. Yes, madam. Actually, good afternoon to all. Good evening to you all. Myself, I am Dr. Grace and Grace Shanti, and along with me, it is Dr. Gilbert Rani, madam. And we both shared the PPT. First part of it, madam has prepared it. Since there is a lack of time, we are just going on to the end part of it. So I
F5 so that we can see it in the full mode.
1 second. Yes, madam. So the topic for our presentation is research challenge in academic career. Okay, this is our topic, and as such, we have already you have already shared the what is that, the case study which talks about Preeta, who has already worked in an industry, and she has pursued her PhD, and she chose this teaching profession with the expectations like this teaching profession has a very least stressful job, and it has got a good fixed timing. She can go and then she can take vacations and all that, and hence she has moved to this profession. But then when she came to this profession, she found that there is a lot of challenges, okay? Like there is a lot of demands. So the question here is, give your opinion and what are the action choices she could make. So this is the question which has been given to us. And as already said, the first part, Madam has prepared, Gilbert Rani Madam has prepared these slides. I'm just scrolling down these slides. Please see it. So here, I just move on directly to the challenges. What is the teaching challenge which we all face as a women or as in general? First challenge is preparing, planning, and executing the task. So that is the greatest challenge which all of us are facing. And the second challenge is balancing the diverse needs, because in the classroom there are so many people who come with different needs. There are good learners, there are weak learners, and there are different diverse people who come in. Now, as a teacher, we need to balance those students. So that is the again another second teaching challenge. The third important teaching challenge right now we are facing is the change of educational trend. Now here, this, like as we are facing, this is a rapid change. In fact, the technology which we are using, though we didn't use it even during our college days, we didn't use these technologies, but now we are learning and we are using this technology in a very effective way. So this especially in the teaching learning process, and this is the teaching challenges in general. And what is the institutional demands? So the institutional demands which this girl Preeta faced was like the technical reports, or writing the technical reports, or writing the proposals. The second one is publish research articles in high impact journals. Now, before we did not have, we were just told to write the research papers or then participate in the conference. But now specifically it is mentioned that we need to put it in a high impact journal. So that is again an institutional demand. And third is the research projects, focused on the research project, then product development, and also we need to apply for the patents. So these are some of the institutional demands. Now, to me, what I feel is teaching and research, these are just like the two eyes. Eyes for the departmental growth. Eyes, I mean, it is for the departmental growth, for the individual growth, and for the professional growth. So these two, though it is two different things, but then we need to interrelate them. So striving to be both a researcher and a teacher is indeed a very unique and a challenging thing. It's a very serious challenge. We need to balance both. So usually there is a saying that the academicians who are good in research, they pay very less attention in teaching, and also the vice versa. The person who is very good in teaching, they pay very less attention to research. This is the general saying. But then to bridge this gap, the main idea of the higher education is to disseminate the knowledge that stems from the research, and that should be transferred to the students in the teaching learning process. Now here, the point which I want to focus here is Preeta, she was void enough, because she was not able to balance both. Her mindset was totally different. She thought everything is very comfortable in the teaching profession, but then the whole scenario has been changed. Now how she has to do it? So the action choices which is let
time, ma'am.
First is set your mind. Yes, madam, I'm going to conclude it. First is she need to set her mind. Okay, the mind, that is, since she had a dual mind, she need to set her mind that yes, teaching is the noble profession, and that is the mindset which she has to focus on. Then second is motivate the students towards the research angle. And then project, she has to give the project which is related to the community. Whatever the projects we give, I'm from the English background. I'm the assistant professor of English. Though I come from the English, I mean, like from humanities, but I can take up many projects and give up the projects to the students such that their communication skills will be improved. So the community related project should be given to the students such that that will be helpful in their future. I mean, like when they go to third year or fourth year of their BTech. Then about all this is all institutional, where she can bridge that gap. Another gap which she has to bridge it, take time for self. That is very important. She has to set herself, yes, when she sets her mind, definitely she has to set herself that she needs some time for herself. Then as the already the other said, meditation and exercises. These are also very important for one to develop in one's career. Only then the two eyes can be equal. The vision of the two eyes will be perfect. Thank you, madam. Thank you for the time you're giving to me.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Dr. Mary Matilda and Jayanti Kannan, you wanted to update something, any point she left out, the suggestions to Preeti, you can mention.
Thank you, ma'am. This is Dr. Mary Matilda. I'm a professor with Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College, Coimbatore.
Okay.
And, I also had few points what Madam had shared. So I just lead whatever she spoke.
Madam? Ma'am, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now only your network has some issue.
Ma'am, you
even now you're not able to hear me.
Ma'am, if it is the case, you switch off the video, then you can. Yes. That time it may be.
Yes. No, you're able to hear me now, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, fine. I'm just, I don't want to talk the same thing what ma'am has spoken. So few things, two things I wanted to project here is the cultural diversity. See, people from industry are totally, in a different strand from what an academician is. And normally what happens is that, people from industry are very, very practical, thinking people, and whatever they do would be in that oriented way. And probably, Preeta would have had this, challenge of cultural diversity, because she must have been in the industry with open-mindedness and not, having a lot of flexibility in her workplace. And of course, most of us are with the academic institutions. As we know, we have little bit of rigid policies and rigid rules and regulations and expectation from the management of academic universities and colleges. So I'm sure that, this is one of the challenges that this case study, the person Preeta must have been going through. The second is that, the reason for her shifting was something to find a comfort zone. And when she expected a comfort zone, and we all know the, biggest difficult times that we are going through, unlike even the industry people, maybe she was not able to cope up with the kind of like environment. And again, I do not know whether, her intention was passion for doing research and teaching, because we see when the industry people come, they would like to share something, but not, the student passionateness would not be found too much within them actually. So this is one of the thing. And the third thing that, I was identifying is that she must have guided, students, motivated students and all that in a very, very practical way, which normally the research people in the academic side would not encourage, these kind of like activities. So that might have been a demotivation for her. Maybe she would have even faced some kind of like, prejudice also, because I see that sometimes people coming from the industry, they're very good innovators. They have, in-depth knowledge on some technology. When they go forward with students, the academicians who are senior over here for 30 years, 25 years, would not actually motivate such people to take up a lot of project, because very quickly they get the patent. Very quickly, when they guide students, the students would win hackathons, win a lot of competitions. So, very practical way, I'm just talking that I've seen these kind of problems when somebody is moving from the industry to the academic side. And this could be, few points that I can understand what Preeta would have faced. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent.
Thank you so
Covered.
much. Yeah.
Both of you covered all the points. Excellent. The next we move on to project. There are two persons. Project questions. One is interdisciplinary curriculum. Dr. Megha.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Megha.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
I hope it is visible.
Ma'am, only 6 slides we have requested.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Less is fine.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. I'm going to say title and references slide. You leave, and there are 7 slides. Okay. Not completely filled up. So I have taken care. Right. So shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So myself, Dr. Megha Janalgedda, I'm an associate professor in IT department at Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nanded, which is an autonomous institute. I'm here to propose a vision and strategy. Actually, that is a problem statement, but then I don't consider myself to be too big to propose a vision and strategy, but I have tried it on the smaller, in a smaller way I can, to improve the higher education institutions in India in 3 to 5 years with respect to interdisciplinary curriculum approach. So interdisciplinary programs, they draw from 2 or more academic disciplines, as we are all aware of, which work together to create a powerful learning experience, right? And they emphasize integrative learning, critical thinking, and creative problem solving. These interdisciplinary curricula is expected to enable students to think out of the box and challenge preconceived notions by exploring the ideas and concepts in more than one way. The interdisciplinary curriculum experiences, they provide an opportunity for more relevant, less fragmented mainly, and stimulating experience to the students. The need of interdisciplinary curricula is, we know that the real world problems, they are complex. Okay, they are becoming more and more complex day by day, and their solutions need to pull from different modes of thought to find the solutions for a large scale problem. And the other requirement for interdisciplinary curricula is to develop students into broad-minded professionals which are going to address some of the today's most important issues and make a valid contribution in a rapidly changing world. The vision, I feel, for having an interdisciplinary, for developing an interdisciplinary program curricula should meet the following 2 criteria. The first one is they must have carefully convinced design features, okay? A scope and sequence, a cognitive taxonomy to encourage thinking skills, behavioral indicators of attitudinal change, because when students are learning from 2 different streams, they are expected to have a definite shift in their attitude, right? They are expected to have a broader attitude, a broader understanding. So there should be some behavioral indicators for these attitudinal changes and a solid evaluation scheme, because 2 different stream people, when they are trying to analyze the students, it is possible that if one of the 2 professors is more dominating, then he is going to give more weightage to his own streams and then undermining the other stream, right? So there should be a very good evaluation scheme to evaluate the performance of the students. The curricula should be designed in such a way that these curricula must use both discipline field based and interdisciplinary experiences for the students in the curriculum, because it shouldn't be like your basic discipline students are not getting the basic subjects properly, and even the interdisciplinary subjects, because they are new to them, they are not getting exposed to those things also properly. So it would be like jack of all, master of none. So this should not happen with the students. So the curricula should be designed in such a way that discipline field based knowledge should completely be transferred to the students, and interdisciplinary subjects as per the requirements should be given taught to the students. It could be like, I'm from an engineering background, so I can say that mechanical students and electronic students, they can definitely work together, because we have, say, automobile industry or biomedical industry, wherein mechanical instruments and electronics controlling systems and everything is there. So they can come together. We can have an interdisciplinary course wherein the students can do wonders when they go on doing projects in such interdisciplinary background. The strategy for deciding, the interdisciplinary curricula, the main thing is we need to analyze the potential impact of having an interdisciplinary curricula. So because these programs are centered on the unique ways in which various disciplines interact, so we can expect these interdisciplinary studies to impart students a lot of what you can say, extra knowledge, right? So they can discover the value of integrating the study of various academic disciplines suited to their lifelong interests. Students can learn creative solutions to some of the today's most challenging problems. They become interdisciplinary thinkers who analytically and creatively embraces new ideas. A very important point to note, because the things are growing in such a fast pace that if they are made aware of the interdisciplinary concepts, they can do very good projects even when they are studying, and later on when they are working in industries. Students develop collaboration skills while working with others who have different perspectives. Another very important thing, okay, they learn team spirit, they learn to acknowledge each other's knowledge and expertise. So this is going to help them when they go to the industry. They get prepared for graduate and professional study and for careers in new and emerging field. Okay, one more important point, which is supporting the interdisciplinary curricula. The implementation needs, we have many. I have listed a very few. So you need to have a good infrastructure. So laboratory space, shared instrumentation, support of IT and other things. So because most of the colleges, they have their labs, individual departments have their labs, so they can be shared. Okay, so that they should not increase the burden actually, but the other thing, that is the human capital, okay, that may put a lot of burden on the institutes.
Ma'am, time.
Ma'am, it is 8 minutes if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. A minute more, ma'am.
Okay, I'll be just doing in 2 minutes. So faculty, mainly, you need to have good faculty to support interdisciplinary curricula coverage of the curricula. So the fundings are available not directly for interdisciplinary curricula, but then yes, you have AICT schemes like AICT Idea Lab, ModRobs, etc., for which you can apply and you can develop new laboratories. You have some collaborative research schemes under TechCube, and for all biomedical engineers, there is this National Center for Biological Sciences, which is run by Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. They can apply for grants, and then this can support the intercurricular syllabus teaching and carrying out various projects. The cons, there are various people who are against this interdisciplinary curricula, because they say that interdisciplinary teaching is superficial, right? This is costly both in time and money. And the interdisciplinary teaching does not provide enough substantial expertise on a specific subjects, right? Students who are trained in interdisciplinarity, who do not have disciplinary expertise do not have sufficient knowledge or skills to tackle the problems is another opinion of a lot of people. Interdisciplinarity generalizes a focus on short-term objective and a managerial conception of academic world, and it reduces the research potential, as is said. To conclude, interdisciplinary curricula is definitely time-consuming and takes collaborative teamwork to create, which can seem like a hard and exhausting disadvantage. But in the end, the interdisciplinary approach inhibits many favored skills that are sought by future colleges and employers. Students and their teachers will advance in critical thinking, communication, creativity, pedagogy, and essential academia with the use of interdisciplinary technique, is what I feel. Thank you so much. These are the references I have.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Within the short time, all the team have done well. For want of time, let me postpone the question and answer session, because the case study session, some of the requests have come. Let them also want to present it. So we postpone the question answer session, madam. Please bear with us. The next case study is
thank you so much.
The entrepreneur mindset by Dr. Gilbert Rani. Dr. Gilbert Rani, are you ready? Dr. Gilbert?
Maybe let us call other person.
Okay. So since Kumudaveni is ready with work-life synchronization, we can call her to present before proceeding to survey session, madam.
Okay.
Kumudaveni ma'am and Bhuvaneshwari ma'am.
Are they Kumudaveni ma'am? Yeah.
Yes, make it fast, ma'am.
Can you see this, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. You can directly go to the issues and action items, madam.
Sure, ma'am.
Everyone know the Magna's case. You can directly go to the issues and action items.
Sure, ma'am. So the action items, see, we know about the Managa's case. It is a work-life balance. So for her, and what are the contents that is to be discussed is only on these. So adapt your attitude, engage in self-care, become more organized, stay connected. So as yesterday Lakshmi ma'am discussed with us, so these are the things that is to be balanced. Ma'am, you have given this as a case study, and really this is a case with a person and a professor in our college. I have faced him. I have seen him for past 10 years, and suddenly he met with a heart attack. And I'm very sorry to tell that he recovered physically, but mentally he is not able. He cannot recognize as a professor now. And really, this was happened in the college where I was before 2 years. And this was the case. And what the previous persons who presented in the Manha's case missed, I like to tell, is delegation. And actually what I faced with him, he is the HOD of the Department of Commerce CA, and his name was Mahendran. And in Dr. Resonance Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, this is the true case that was happened. And what we felt with him is he was very dedicated, but the thing he missed is he did not delegate tasks, and that is very essential. As a head of the department, it is necessary to delegate the tasks as applicable. Similarly, as work as a women, what we need is we have to delegate tasks with our family members. The family tasks have to be delegated to family members, and the department tasks have to be delegated to the department members or to the staff members and other responsible persons. And it is our work it is our work to set boundaries, make a structure of the work, structurize the work, and move on with the work as happily everything. So these are the questions I framed for. We have framed myself and ma'am Bhuvaneshwari ma'am, and the suggestions to her was to do time management, prioritize and set boundaries in her role, structure a flexible schedule in all her tasks, delegate tasks and be self-compassionate, acknowledge her own feelings and engage in self-care activities. Thank you, ma'am. This is the thing I wish to say. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you.
Thank you for the short. Taken less time and given what
Sure,
you
sure.
wanted to. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, next let us move on to survey. For the survey question, the first is general perception of women career and advancement. Darshana Satish and Madhav K. Rao. Darshana Satish and Madhav K. Rao.
Yes, ma'am.
One of you present. Darshana is ready. Yes. Darshana, you can present the survey.
Okay. And as of now, it's like, yeah.
You can straight what are the questions and how many of them responded. What is your inference? Make it. Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, warm good afternoon all. I'm Darshana, Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering, Sri Krishna College of Technology, Coimbatore. So first of all, I would like to thank SRM Institute of Science and Technology to give me an immense opportunity.
Skip all those things.
Go to, yeah.
We are here to go to your presentation. Straight.
Yeah, good.
So maybe this is about the distribution at the managerial positions. So we could just see that very clearly, nearly some 50% like disagree to this position. I mean, disagree to this question that equal opportunity is like given. So what I am like, I personally feel is even if like women, we are talented and enough potential is there, they are not recognized, and maybe there are even if like there is some kind of false concepts, okay, something like there is some lacking, okay, in terms of managing people, or in those cases like men is a bit more efficient, okay, some kind of misconcept is created and which ultimately leads to this fact. And again like this is a question which says like women are supported to other women like in the profession. So this one I truly believe like we cannot tell or take a generalized statement, because maybe from the responses also we could see it's like a neutral disagree, okay, almost some 30% variation. So I think it's like our mindset and how we believe. And if you would ask me, like I personally have some kind of affinity, or I like women, okay, why I don't know, like from childhood I like to do things and I have to support and I involve in such activities. So it's like how we our mindset or perceptions are. So I prefer that if we are spending some time on, or I mean, what I like, or maybe I would suggest is if we are acting as a supporting hand to each other, definitely we can bring some kind of revolution and move away all the kind of like what we call that biasing, everything, it can be just removed. And women are genetically incapable of handling financials, so around 60% like disagree to this. And I truly agree, okay, whether like employed or unemployed category, they know like women are like capable of managing things, but we don't know how many of them are exposed, or it depends. Say for example, if we are considering the family of homemakers and all, it's like what is the rights, okay, what that the partner, okay, he just give, and how the customs they do follow. So there are so many factors, but I think like it's like women are capable, okay, definitely they are capable of handling the financial aspect, and like women are capable than men in managing teamwork efforts. So maybe our family is a very good example to tell this, because she know like regarding the emotions of the people, or maybe like she's better in reading the people and utilizing their like what we call what they are good at, and analyzing those things. I hope the qualities are good. And finally regarding motherhood, like I would tell, like I mean, I don't have experience, or maybe I'm not married, but in my experience, or maybe what I have seen is I have just seen many people like who just lost very good opportunity, like due to like they need to take care of children, I mean babies, etc. So what I would recommend, or maybe what is my personal opinion is, see, it's truly like the women who should be given the what we call maybe the choice, choice of reproduction, like maybe regarding the time, or because it is her body and it is her personal and professional life. So maybe that kind of space should be given by the family, okay, so that she could decide like what she should do or maybe what she need not. So all that I want is definitely to build a career, or to get a supporting, I mean, to fulfill or achieve all the dreams. Definitely, we need a supporting family. That is one factor. But beyond all that, we must believe in ourselves. And like to end up with like, thank you so much for the opportunity. Like all of you are doing a very great job, and thanks for like accepting to this 5-day development program on capacity building, like development of capacity of women. And along with this, like all the speakers, keynote speakers, like
we
it
will
is so
we will
amazing.
listen to you in the feedback session.
Feedback session. Wait.
Thank you, Darshana.
Thanks
It
for
was
the
great.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Next is work-life balance. Shalini Maurya and Anandi. Dr. Shalini Maurya and Anandi.
I'm not able to hear Shalini.
Pardon, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes.
I just need permission to share my screen, ma'am.
Yes.
Anandi, ma'am, I hope you are there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me start.
Your time starts, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Slideshow, ma'am. So good afternoon, everyone. So we were given assignments, that is 3 assignments. One is case study, project, and survey. We preferred survey. As a result, will express the minds and voice of many people, which may help to step ahead to form the strategies or policies for the women welfare. The topic, work-life balance. For the past 3 days, we were exposed to many topics to strengthen our skills under the topic of capacity building for women in higher education. But I feel it is not at all possible unless we know to balance the work and the life. The research also says that the stress caused by the conflict between work and personal life adversely affect the cognitive skills and the mental health. The imbalance may be due to either societal expectations or extreme ambitions or desperate for perfections, and sometimes denied depression. So with this background, a survey was conducted to study the work-life balance of the working women. Our survey, this includes 64 samples who were Indian women employers from public and private sectors. These people were none our participants. At this point, I would like to thank our participants or the respondents for spending their valuable time in answering our questionnaire. The data was collected through the well-designed questionnaire given by the FDP organizers. The outcome of the survey will be presented by Ms. Shalini.
Thank you so much, Anandi, ma'am. We have divided questions of questionnaire into 3 parts: at work, at home, and its me time. At work, we found that collectively 87% respondents felt that they neglect their personal needs due to demands of the work, whereas about 41% think that their personal life drains the energy they need to do their jobs, indicating that personal life has direct or indirect impact on professional life, whereas about 35% doesn't feel so. Almost same percentage of respondents agreed and disagreed about things that they need to do outside the work. It was good to see that in spite of having responsibilities, almost half of them are able to plan and take career advancement or administrative position. Second part is at home. It is said that home is where the heart is. 31% of respondents feel that they should control their time on watching TV and using social network. It is said that a family is where life begins and love never ends. It was very much reflected in the survey where almost half of them agreed that their personal life gives energy to do their jobs. Interestingly, 52% also think that their jobs is one of the reasons for their mood at home. Third part is its me time. It is very well said by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and I quote, "Make the most of yourself for that is all there is of you. The survey has revealed that 44% have engaged themselves in yoga, regular exercise, or walking activities, whereas almost half of them, that is 20%, couldn't manage. Almost 47% respondents get time to involve themselves in spiritual or voluntary work activities. The survey also unveiled that equal respondents here, they agreed and disagreed on spending time on having sports or arts and cultural as activities as their hobbies and spend time on it. Along with the questionnaire, we have asked suggestions from the participants, and we are very thankful to them. There are some suggestions which we were able to include. They are, this is the way how we can maintain work-life balance, and understanding life partner or family members makes it easy. Time management is second thing. Prioritization or scheduling of your work. Learn to let go and say no. Do not mingle office and home. Let office be for office work and home for your family. These are some of the suggestions which we have included, ma'am. So thank you so much, everybody, for patient listening.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. The next is prevention of sexual harassment by Jyoti Verma. Jyoti Verma, and there are other persons in they have done also a survey, work-life balance by Kushbu, then Dr. Magna. Let us take them later by completing this prevention of sexual harassment. Thanks
Yes,
a lot.
ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
May I share the screen, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Madam, make it.
You have taken the case study and answered, isn't it, ma'am? Jyoti Verma, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. My screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Good evening to one and all. Myself, Dr. Jyoti Verma, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur. I have chosen a survey topic for prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace. The sample of my study was 26 participants of the FDP. About the survey item, I have selected 16 items. Among them, 6 items is related to myth related to sexual harassment, and other item related to general opinion about the sexual harassment at the workplace. The objective of my study is to identify opinion of higher education faculty towards prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. And second one is to identify common myths related to sexual harassment at workplace. The demographic of my respondent is among 26, 84.6% female participant and 50.4% is male participant responded the survey. The age group of participant is between the 30 years to 50 years. Among them, 67% participants above the 45 age group and 33% participants were the below 45 age groups. It means the maximum respondent are older age group. And now my first question is regarding whether they have experienced sexual harassment in their institution. Then around 80% responded feel that they have sometimes feel these type of activities in their institution, but 20% participants said that they have never experienced this type of activity in their institution. Among them, I have asked them to what type of activity you have observed during these practices. The responses are as given in the table, that 7.7% participants said that they have experienced unwanted touching. 3.8% says gesture of sexual nature. 11.5% says that lustful staring. 7.7% says that message received, wrong message received that, and 20% participants said that they have never experienced this type of activity. Further, I have asked to responded that they have enough knowledge regarding sexual harassment reporting in their institution. Here I find that we have mixed type of responses. We can clearly see in the table that there is no clear picture what they want. Clearly, we are looking at the data that 50-50 ratio, we are showing that some are very aware, but some 50% participants are not very well aware. Around 20% shows that neutral opinion, that they have nothing to decide, that they have knowledge or have or not. Then I have not been trained on how to handle the sexual harassment. Here, I have found that maximum participants said that they have strongly agree. 26.6% says that they have strongly agree that they have been trained regarding sexual harassment problems to sort out that type of problem. Next question is, my institution have anti-harassment policy. Here I found that very shocking that 11.5% participants said that their institution have no policy regarding sexual harassment in their institution, but maximum more than we can over 70% participants said that their institution have a clear-cut policy to manage this type of problem in their institution. That is good news for us. Next, do you feel empowered to report sexual harassment in your institution? In this, I found good that 46.2% agreed to they have competent to report these type of problems in their institution. So it is good. Now, analysis of objective 2, what type of sexual harassment myths among the faculty members? Here I found that only women are harassed and only men are sexual harasser. This is the myth. And regarding this, good news is found that around 70% participants disagreed this opinion. Next is, harassment is motivated by a desire for sex. In this regard, 30% participants disagree to this statement. Here we need to clear that participants understand that sexual harassment not only desire for sex. There are another consequences that may be caused to sexual harassment in the any situation. Next, third one is sexual harassment required touching. Here participant, I found that they have enough knowledge regarding this myth and clearly they are strongly disagree to this statement. Statement 4 is that if I ignore harassment, it will go away. Here I also find that there is enough awareness about the participant. They are strongly disagree to this statement. The person who is directly harassed is the only victims. This statement also find that people are very aware to this myth. The last myth is only young pretty women are assaulted. This statement also very beautifully maximum participant disagreed to this statement. Clearly shows that they are very well aware regarding these type of issues. Further, I have asked participants to give their suggestion regarding to how to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace. Here, I find most participants says that 42.3% participants strongly agree to post training required for the awareness of the employer and employee both. Next, strict and explanatory punishment required to violators. Third one is every organization should design proper sexual harassment curbing polling. It has to effectively implemented in their institution. Next one is the rule need to be displayed publicly. The contact person details need to be given. Awareness programs should be organized. Open up and discuss about the behavior with the concern without hesitation. Thank you so much. We need to zero tolerance policy in our institution. Thank you so much, madam, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You are in internal committee cell, Jyoti Verma?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But
you
I am
very
interested
thoroughly analyzed. I enjoyed listening to you. Thank you. Maybe because of my designation. Maybe. Thank you so much. Yes, one more.
Ma'am, next is work-life balance by Khushbu Basra. Khushbu, Dr. Khushbu.
You can stop sharing, ma'am. Jyoti, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is, there are 3 persons in the survey. Dr. Work-life balance by Kushbu, gender perception by Dr. Madhav, and work-life balance by Dr. Meghna. Ma'am, let we give opportunity to Madhav Kaul and come to Meghna. Since they are Madhav, are you here? Ma'am, Dr. Jayanti Kannan has come with the case study of research challenge in academic career. Yes, ma'am, you can start presenting, then we can take it. We accommodate another 4 persons only. Kushbu is there, let her complete, then we can take a case study.
Okay, ma'am.
Kushbu, you can.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, my presentation is not in the form of PPT. Can I present it because the responses had been coming till
no need from
morning.
PPT. No need for PPT even. You can talk.
But with the time limit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm sharing.
Ma'am, and one more thing, any persons who are repeating the topic, what are the add-ons you listed? Plus I agree with the previous persons, plus add-on. If you want to comment anything, otherwise you can go ahead. Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go. Proceed, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing my screen, ma'am. Just
okay.
2 seconds, please.
Ma'am, you need not even. You can video and you can talk. That will be more.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. Fine.
So, good evening to all again. I had been taking the survey of other people also. I had been responding to them. So there are just few more questions that were in my mind that I wanted to add on. So I have tried to take some responses from the people apart from this FDP also. So around 70 people have responded. I'm still getting responses from some people. So I have tried to analyze how many people, how many women are finding it difficult to balance their work and personal life. So as we can see, majority of the women have the same perception that yes, they are finding it difficult. Then I had a major question that why are we considering the basic life works, daily washing, cleaning, cooking, all these kind of works, are they female oriented only? Do we have that thing in mind that yes, this is the responsibility only of the female of the family? So for that, I had got these mixed kind of responses where mostly people are agreeing with it. And some are staying neutral and some are disagreeing, where I feel that the people who disagree with it, they are more from neutral families. Whereas when we talk about joint families, the most of the conception is that, yes, it has to be a female centric work only. Then again, the same thing, women have no time for their self-care when they are trying to strike a balance with their work and their personal life. And due to this constant pressure, majority of the women usually feel depressed with their life, that they have to strike a balance in them. And then again, an important question that majority of the working women are agreeing to the fact that there is rather no support or maybe a very little support from their families when they have to pursue some kind of advancements in their careers. And again, this was the question that I wanted to analyze, because this is something I have self-experienced, that no matter whatever you do, you can be at any post, any high post, you can be a scientist, but at the end of the day, you are always judged on the basis of your ability to manage home first. No matter what work or what post you are having, but majority of the women have agreed to the fact that they are judged only on the basis of their ability, how they are managing home, that their family members should not be troubled. Then again, women have no time to pay attention to their health, hobbies, and social life, which is mostly affected due to all these things. And but they also agree to the fact that if they are working, they are more happy, and they feel less depressed if they are working rather than being a devoted housewife only. Although being a housewife is also a full day job, rather we would say a salary less job, but yes, if you are earning So this was more related to earning job. If you are earning, then you feel more happy because maybe because you have a financial independence, and that gives you an internal confidence. Then I also talked about organization support, where most of the females are agreeing to the fact that today most of the organizations are changing their policies. They are more female oriented with some maternity leaves, with some other incentives and all those things. And in the end, I have given a question that whatever life throws, are women capable of handling them? And yes, we have got a strongly agreeing response to that, that whatever life brings on us, we will face it, and we come out as we are victorious in that. So this was my survey, ma'am. And the participants are mostly the working women, which are in my circle. I got it done from those people also who have been involved, like not from this FDP. Apart from this, there have been mixed responses. So this is it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Meghna, ma'am.
Ma'am, Dr.
Yes.
Jayanti, next, Dr. Jayanti.
Okay.
Dr. Jayanti, she is giving on a case study. Then we move on to Dr. Madhav and Dr. Meghna.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
you
Ma'am. Can I
please,
share?
faculty members, you please follow up the participants. You please follow up this one. Dr. Jayanti, please you start sharing your screen, ma'am. Next,
Yeah,
Dr. Madhav. The next is Dr. Meghna.
Yes, I started sharing. Is it visible,
Okay.
ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Wow, 73. Madam. Okay, please.
No, ma'am. Just I will give the brief idea. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So, like to just share some views on how to solve the research challenges in academic career. So, based on this topic, I have identified the systematic approach and the preparing and roadmap before starting the research will solve the issues and challenges what we face in the research. So here I like to focus on few points like before starting the research itself, we should identify our major domain area. Then we have to find out the gaps, the research needs, and identifying the scientific capabilities, tools, and technologies is very important. And identifying the collaborative organizations, opportunities, MOUs that will make us to financially we can do some research on funded based research work, and preparing the research roadmap, and getting motivated towards the research, and having clear objectives and following ethics, collecting the necessary data and performing the analysis, and making publications will solve most of the research challenges. And these are the main objective is analyze the current research gaps and research needs, and finding out the scientific capabilities. So these are some of the points which we focus, means we can easily solve most of the issues. I like to go to the main focus. So if you take the research roadmap and the systematic approach, so if you the major research challenges will be based on the focus or fixed on the roadmap. Say completing the skill development and coursework necessary for the research work is the first step, and preparing for a comprehensive viva, and getting the permission to write the thesis, and getting completing the collegium, and submitting the thesis and publications. So those are the major stones which we need to complete during the research work. We all know very well the what is research and what is the need for performing research. So mainly the research is performed discovery to it may be in the form of invention or identifying the innovation. And to take the major steps in research, so we can perform the scientific research because many of the people are belongs to they are focusing on the scientific method of performing the research. If you follow the scientific method of research, we need to follow the systematic approach. In systematic approach, these are some of the milestones. Say first we need to observe the research challenges, and based on the research challenges, we need to create the research problem. So that can be identified through the questionnaire. And based on the research problem, we need to identify the research. We have to perform the literature survey, And based on the literature survey, we need to identify the gaps, and to fill the gaps, we can further hypothesis. Then we need to perform the experiment. We have to collect the data and identifying the conclusions, methodology, and sharing the results through publications, and identifying the innovation, developing the innovative methods and filing the patents. With one more slide, I like to conclude. And following ethics in research also places an important role. We know the ethics is based on the honesty, objectivity, integrity, carefulness, and other aspects of like openness, confidentiality, and we should not harm any community or society. Yes, this slide will present us the method of solving most of the challenges. Yes, yes.
Take care of the time.
Yeah, I will conclude with this slide, madam. So the major research challenges can be easily solved by following a systematic approach and following the milestones of our research. So before starting any research or while performing the research, we should be very clear with the purpose and the research questions, assumptions, samples, data collection, and research methodologies, and following the quality standards. So these are the major issues. If you solve all those issues, we can easily come out with good results. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And okay, you have when the time within the given time you were able to give all your 73 slides. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, next one.
Ma'am, next to Madhav, ma'am.
Yeah, but I don't think he's there. Madhav.
Okay, then Meghna. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Yeah,
Can I
please.
start?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone. I've done a very short survey on work-life balance, and I will try and finish it in exactly 3 minutes. According to me, I think that work plays a significant part in all our lives. And this is not only a source of our earning, but we also derive a sense of identity from our workplace. So once this topic was given, I have also done a minor research project on work-life balance in bank workers. I'm from Mumbai University. I head the psychology department in RD National College. My name is Dr. Meghna Basuthakur, Associate Professor, Head of Department there. So this is, of course, this was a great opportunity to do this work-life balance survey with teachers. And as soon as I circulated the survey, I was very thankful that 25 people participated in the survey. And the whole aim of survey was to explore the work-life balance amongst participants who were teachers from different colleges and universities across India. Now, the most of the participants who have responded are females, and the mean age of the group was found to be 40. The youngest participant age was 26 years old as reported, and the eldest person participant in our group is 51 years old. So I think there's a great variation right from 26 years old to 51-year-old. Now, it was observed that most participants, very surprisingly teachers, work 6 days a week, and we all know that we work from Monday to Saturday. Unlike corporate jobs, unlike bankers who have alternate Saturday, Sundays off, but teachers work 6 days a week and as high as 8 to 10 hours in their physical workspace. So whether it's the university or it's the college, it's around 8 to 10 hours. Even though UGC rule gives us 5 hours, 6 hours, 40 minutes, but it lands up that we are working much, much more, whether that is administrative work, etc. Most of the participants also responded that along with their work responsibility, they are also carrying the responsibility of children at home, in-laws at home, and work-related household chores. Most of them also reported, typically during COVID, that their spouse have helped them with household chores, and they have also reported that this was the first time that they got time to take care of themselves because they were working from home. It was also, the data also showed that approximate time spent by the teachers who have responded is approximately 36%, because when they come home after work, they do not get time to spend family time with their family members because they get involved in household chores, and they found that they have difficulty in squeezing self-care activities before COVID. Of course, the scenario, many people have given comparisons that during COVID, they have managed to squeeze in 1 hour in a day for self-care activities, and most of them surprisingly and consistently have reported that yoga and meditation are two activities that they have taken, and 40% of the participants have reported that they have enjoyed doing this because this has been a way they have managed, they have used this as an exercise to manage stress. Now, when asked about what help do they need to maintain a work-life balance, most of the participants have responded that time management is what they require, self-management is what they require, that is through exercise, lesser working hours and demand from the institution, better work environment, better technological support, and of course support from family. 68% of the participants have also said that organizations and their employers should insistingly stress on maintaining work-life balance and not expect their employees to take casual leave from home. So I would like to just end over there. And I think it is something that I would also resonate with, because I remember when we had a male principal in my college a couple of years back. He was a single principal. He was single and he was not married. And he told all of us that I love work and I love the employee who takes casual leave from his family or her family and spends a lot of time here. So I think 68% is a good high percentage of participants saying that organization and employers should insist on their employees and teachers having work-life balance. And this is what I managed. It was a very quick survey. I just floated the survey yesterday, and out of the 25 participants, this is what I managed to derive conclusions. I could not make PPTs, but I have a
time
work
management, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Anyone else who wanted to present now? Yeah, Srimati ma'am, can you conclude for 2 minutes?
Yes, Magna madam.
Yeah, she has done. She has completed. Yeah, you can.
Magna.
Ma'am, I have finished. I just finished.
Madhav.
He didn't do.
Dr. Madhav.
Not there.
Anyone we left out?
No.
Ruma ma'am. Ma'am, if it is the case, yes, ma'am. I would like to thank all the participants who have taken in a short time. Of course, it's in the Tuesday evening. You are shared with the problem statements and everything. Within short span of time, you are able to collect, present well, and do all those things. Ma'am, I request all the participants who have presented to share your data too, because this time we would like to create a report and send it to AICTE along with your information. So I request the souvenir which is released and given to you is the partial only. So we will be adding all your information. If possible, you have your photo picture. You have seen souvenir, right? So you give a small short brief note about you and give a case study or project presentation. We attach all those things in the report. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks all.
We will create a repository or you can send us mail, ma'am. Someone asked how to send the report. You can mail us. Okay, you would have received a mail from Tangarevati from a particular Gmail, GBW something, right? That mail ID you can reply. Okay, we will give it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Srimati ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, here I wanted to mention is
I would like to
Srimati ma'am's. I wanted to thank Srimati ma'am who has created all these activities and the case studies. And someone told it was really a case which had happened. So all these are imaginary case studies, and which was very much replicate the real life scenarios. And you all worked a lot, and you formed a team with a short period, and you have made, and someone made 78 slides, and someone made within whatever is asked. So everyone who have their own style and made sure that you are all participating effectively here. Thank you so much. It was a nice day and nice time we had with you all. Thank you so much. We'll meet you tomorrow, the final day. Tomorrow morning, sharp 9:15. I expect you all to be here. Thank you. It was a really enjoyable session for us also to listen to you all. Thank you so much for the participation. Special thanks to Dr. Srimati ma'am for her presence amidst a busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Ma'am, one minute. Someone is asking about the exams, ma'am.
So please relax. We will not force you to submit the exam within the tight schedule and all. Our aim is not to evaluate you. Here it is not, that is not the purpose of that exam. So we will be giving you a set of questions and we will be giving you enough time. We will tell you where the resource available to answer that queries. You read, find the answer and then write the exam. Okay, don't worry. We'll give enough time. Tomorrow evening, we will give you all the details. Thank
You
you
will
all.
enjoy the quiz actually. Do not worry about that. You can enjoy and do it.
Ma'am, will it be mailed?
Questions, ma'am?
Will it be mailed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You can all reply to us through that mail and we will communicate you through the mail. Please, you can.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, we have to send the total PPT to that email.
If you want, or you can give it as a page report with your photographs and your designations. It is like a report we wanted to submit. Okay. Otherwise, we will do it. Instead, if you are giving it us, it will be helpful for us to consolidate easily.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, just tell about the feedback link also, ma'am.
Yeah, it will be posted. Revati, will you post it here now?
I'll make it in a while, ma'am.
Yeah, it will be given in your WhatsApp group and also it will be mailed with you, ma'am. Feedback link will be sent to you.
Ma'am, yesterday we could not do the feedback, ma'am. The link was not working.
No, after that she sent, again another link was sent to you. It's okay, ma'am. If you haven't given, it's not a problem. 2 days. Right. Anyway, attendance is that, not an issue. Now she has shared the
Fine, ma'am.
Ma'am,
then one more question.
sorry,
When
just-
is the assessment happening?
Assessment link will be shared with you after the validity, ma'am. So you will have enough time for that.
Fine.
So do not worry about that.
Thank you so much.
It is not an exam, ma'am. It is an assignment. You will be given time.
Ma'am,
Thank you,
Puvamal ma'am, just a moment. You mean to say one page report on whatever we have presented today?
Yes.
Okay, so it will be in Word converted PDF will do. Okay.
Word it is better so that we can club it with our report and send it.
Right. That will do, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Thank you for your patient hearing. And it was a nice session we had from you all. Thank you so much. We'll meet you tomorrow morning.
আমি জানি না ওটা